What's up, everybody? True Boxing here. Thank you for coming back to get hit with the truth. So today, my 2021 year-end top 10s continue with my number 3 middleweight in the world right now at 160 pounds, the undefeated WBC middleweight champion Jermall Charlo of the United States. Charlo entered 2021 coming off of his career best win, in my opinion, in September of 2020 when he retained his title with a dominating 12-round unanimous decision over Sergey Derevyanchenko. That was a big win because Derevyanchenko a year before had given Triple G hell as they battled for the vacant title. Charlo, it was a great win, don't get me wrong, it really was a good win, but the difference between Daniel Jacobs and Triple G against Derevyanchenko is they were overlooking him. And Triple G, as I know the story, was sick heading into that fight. So no excuses. Charlo came in prepared for Derevyanchenko and he dominated him. But I was hoping he would capitalize on that win in 2021, and he just didn't. He fought one time in June. He took on Juan Montiel, and he won the rounds, but the rounds were somewhat competitive, but I mean, he just won the rounds and outworked and outboxed Montiel, but it's kind of a workman-like decision. I think people wanted to see a knockout. It was a kind of workman-like decision. And now entering 2023 or 2022, things are up in the air, but they could be major things happening for Jermall Charlo because of the recent news. And I'll get to that right now. Let's look at his stat line real quick. So Charlo, he drops one spot from number 2 to number 3. He's 31 years old, so he's still in his physical prime. And overall, he's 32-0, 22 knockouts, and right now he still holds the WBC middleweight belt. But here's the big news: Charlo could be next for Canelo Alvarez in May on Cinco de Mayo weekend. Eddie Reynoso, Canelo's trainer, is the one that put in the request for Canelo to move up to cruiserweight. But Canelo's gotten a lot of backlash because Ilunga Makabu is not the best cruiserweight in the world. He's not the number 1 cruiserweight in the world. And, even though I think that'd be a good challenge for him, to be honest, I think Makabu would stand a better chance of beating Canelo than Charlo because of the weight difference and stuff. And it would be a 5th championship in a 5th different weight class. He'd be the first Mexican to accomplish that feat. Excuse me. But I think it's a risky fight for Canelo. But, and Makabu doesn't have a huge name. Charlo has the name, so recent reports are that Canelo's leaning more towards Charlo right now, towards taking on Charlo. So Charlo would have to give up his middleweight title to move up to 168, but I don't think he'd have a problem with that. And that would be who he fights at 168 pounds, which in my opinion is major. That's a major fight right there, the biggest fight that Charlo could get. And to be honest, I hope he gets the fight, because to be honest, I'm going to tell all you guys this right now: Canelo is going to beat the shit out of Jermall Charlo. Charlo stands no chance of beating Canelo. Caleb Plant had a better chance, and you saw what he did against Caleb Plant. Charlo is not on the same skill level. His power is not going to make a dent in Canelo. Canelo is going to destroy Jermall Charlo. It's a payday that Charlo wants because he completely avoids David Benavidez, or like last year, he said, let's do this, over social media, and then his trainer came out and said, we're not fighting David Benavidez. Charlo really doesn't want to fight anybody else and take a risk of losing because all he wants is the Canelo fight. So if he gets the fight, I hope he does. That way Canelo can shut everybody up and you can see that Charlo is not on Canelo's level. I really want that to happen. But say it doesn't happen. Say he doesn't get Canelo. What does he do in the first half of the year then? I think he probably holds on to his WBC belt, and probably I could see him fighting a couple different people. Maybe Carlos Adames, who just beat Sergey Derevyanchenko himself. Maybe he fights him. He's a PBC guy. Or why not Erislandy Lara? He's another PBC guy. If he does not get Canelo, he needs to step it up and fight somebody solid. I'm not sure who that's going to be, but I hope Charlo does fight somebody and grow some balls and fight somebody good. At least, even in his own, promotion right there, I hope he does fight somebody solid. But I do believe the Canelo Charlo fight makes the most sense, even for Canelo. Because Triple G is tied up. The biggest fights out there are kind of tied up. And Charlo would be the biggest name for him to fight right now. And why not go get that fight? Invite Charlo up, beat his ass, and then move forward towards something else for Canelo. But, you know, Charlo would be the biggest opportunity of his career, and he definitely could get it. So we'll see what happens. But that's my 2021 year-end top 10s. My number 3 middleweight in the world right now, the undefeated WBC middleweight champion, Jermall Charlo. I hope you guys enjoyed it. True Boxing, you've been hit with the truth.